Yo, dudes, the Empire's pretty chill. Maybe you could, join it or something.
Hey everyone, Lucamus Prime here, and welcome to the next episode of Movie Didn't Need a Sequel. Now, in today's video, guys, I'm going to be covering an example of a sports movie, which, in my opinion, did not need a sequel and should have stayed on its own as a standalone movie. And this is a sports movie, which is also as well a coming-of-age comedy movie as well as a sports movie. And the sports in particular in this film is, of course, baseball. And this is also as well my favourite baseball movie of all time. And this film, guys, of course, which in my opinion did not need a sequel, is none other than 1993's The Sandlot. So, when it comes to what I think of this film, well, I love The Sandlot. I think it's an amazing, funny movie with a great story of a great group of characters, young baseball players during the summer of 1962, and the very likeable characters you can relate to as well, and has a really great story behind it. And it's definitely a really amazing movie, in my opinion, with a great story and lots of funny moments. And my personal favourite character in the movie is definitely Squints. He's definitely, in my opinion, the most hilarious of the characters and definitely my all-time favourite. And in my opinion, his funniest moment is definitely, of course, the swimming pool scene. That scene never gets old. It's absolutely hilarious. And the film is definitely a really amazing film. And I watched it for the first time last year and I loved every second of it. And yeah, it's definitely working perfectly, in my opinion, as one movie alone. Absolutely. It definitely works so well on its own. And had a really amazing ending as well, because the ending of the movie, of course, shows a very nice epilogue showing, of course, the Sandlot players in their futures. And it definitely closes off their stories really well, because it gives them very happy endings and definitely a great way to wrap things up for them. And definitely a very nice way to wrap things up, absolutely. There was no sequel set up whatsoever as far as I can recall. Nothing was being set up at all. So, and I like to pretend that was true, guys, but unfortunately, despite this happy ending that the film gave to all the characters, this was very unfortunately deemed not to be, because, what was it, 12 years way too late, guys, we got, of course, one of the most abysmal sequels I've ever seen in my life. Out of two, actually, because there was two sequels to this amazing movie. And this movie, of course, which came out, was none other than 2005's The Sandlot 2. Oh my goodness. Right. This sequel, in my opinion, was absolutely abysmal to me. Really was. It was not needed at all. Why would you even consider making a sequel to The Sandlot? Just why? There was literally no need to do a sequel at all, because The Sandlot ended perfectly fine. There was no need to do any sequel at all to it. And this was also directed DVD as well. This movie wasn't in theatres or anything like that. And in my opinion, this film absolutely sucked. So, what about a sequel, guys, is it was literally a very bad retread of the original film's plots, pretty much. The whole film literally felt like a rehash of the original movie, and I could easily tell when I watched it for the first time. They made it so easy to spot the similarities with the first movie, so easily, and that's not a good thing to do at all. You shouldn't copy your predecessor at all. You should do something different. This film failed miserably to do that. What's also worse, guys, is if you guys remember the ending of the first one, how there's a cameo appearance by the legendary James Earl Jones as Mr. Myrtle. In this sequel, he actually reprised his role for this. We got him back in this sequel at the end for a cameo appearance, which was once again a retread of his cameo appearance in the first movie. I don't know if you had to get James Earl Jones, but they really wasted his time. I feel bad for James Earl Jones. So yeah, unfortunately, I didn't save the movie at all, because I think the sequel was terrible. It was literally a very bad retread of the original movie, and the difference, however, was the characters in this film I found very annoying and unlikable. Yeah, I did not like any of the characters in the second movie at all. The only part which I got a smile at was probably James Earl Jones' cameo at the end, and that was probably it, even though it was a very bad retread of the original movie's cameo from him. I don't know what happened at all with this. I really don't know. It was just a lifeless retread of the first movie with unlikable characters. And apparently these characters are somehow related to the original characters, even though it doesn't feel like it at all. Like, it was so boring. And the film also, as well, includes animal cruelty, which I absolutely despise, because I'm one of those people, guys, that really despises animal cruelty. And seeing that happen in the film, you know, it really brought my heart to see happen, and I was angry about it. Like, if I wasn't watching the film for your benefit, I'd have probably switched off of that scene, because it was horrible to watch for me, really. So yeah, this sequel went way too far and was terrible, in my opinion. It was complete trash, in my opinion. And the humour, in my opinion, was also lacklustre compared to the first movie's humour, in my opinion. Like, I didn't laugh at any of the scenes, in my opinion. Because like I said, guys, the only thing I did was I smiled at James Earl Jones' cameo. And that's all I did when I watched the sequel. I did not smile at all, apart from his cameo at the end. And that was it. However, though, despite this second film being abysmal, we then unfortunately got, somehow, a third movie. Once again, direct DVD movie as well. And this was, of course, 2 years after the second film, which, of course, was 2007's The Sandlot Heading Home! Which, in my opinion, was the worst of the worst for the two movies. This sequel, in my opinion, was absolutely abominable, was complete trash, and was, in my opinion, an example of a film in which there was nothing good about it, in my opinion. Nothing. Like, oh my goodness. Like, I cannot believe that they really, you know, had to do a third movie. And this sequel, in my opinion, was absolutely abominable. And what is also as well worse, guys, is this film did something horribly wrong, and it failed miserably to work for me, because this third movie, guys, introduces time travel. Yeah, I am not kidding, guys. The movie literally has time travel. So, like, that is just so dumb right there. My goodness me. Like, I do not know what happened at all with this. And it didn't work for me in the slightest, the whole time travel thing at all. Like, it's supposed to be a baseball movie, not a time travel movie, for God's sake. Especially because how it's supposed to all be a dream and not time travel. So, like, what? They make us think it's time travel, but it's actually a dream? That's just so dumb. Makes no sense at all. And it was anything redeemable about this movie, I could say. Well, like I said, guys, in my opinion, there's nothing redeemable about it. I mean, because in this film, guys, my favourite character from the first movie, Squint, comes back, played by his original actor, coming back in this sequel. Yeah, I can't believe they actually had to drag in Chauncey Leopardi to reprise as well as Squint. What a waste of him. Because he's hardly in the movie as well, he gets wasted. So, yeah, charming. And also as well, not only that, but not only was the time travel scenario awful, the movie also unfortunately wasted Luke Perry, may rest in peace, because I only checked out this movie just to see Luke Perry, out of respect him, to honour him, but unfortunately his talent in this film was completely wasted because he hardly appeared in the movie. I prefer him when he Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or movie by Tarantino, guys, and other things he's been into, but in this film he was unfortunately wasted, and I feel bad for him, may rest in peace. And honestly, it was just, you know, really terrible, really, what happened with this movie. And what was also as well worse about it was, in my opinion, the editing was also torture to watch. Like, the editing in this movie was so bad. The first movie, in my opinion, had way better editing, but this third film had abysmal editing, which was just torture to watch. Like, I don't know what happened with the movie at all, but the torture was just trash to see. Really was. So, all I can say is that this third movie is to me the worst of the worst. And if you guys have not seen the sequels, then please do not see them. Just watch the original movie alone and stop right there for your own sake. Because the two sequels, in my opinion, are absolute trash. Just don't watch them for your own sake, because they're going to break your heart. Like, if you guys love the first movie like I do, then please do not see the sequels. I've watched them so you don't have to if you want to rely on me. And all I can say is stay away from them for your own sake, because they're so bad, in my opinion. Because compared to the first one, which I give a 4-blown 10 out of 10 to, my favourite baseball movie of all time, I give the second movie a very bad score of 1 out of 10, only because of James Earl Jones' cameo being the only scene that I smiled at in the movie. But I give the third movie a very bad 0 out of 10. Because I think it's abominable. Nothing good about it, in my opinion. I think it's a terrible movie. And they better not do any more movies. I really hope they don't do any more. If they do more movies, I'm going to be absolutely livid. Because when it comes to a franchise, apparently they're going to be doing a prequel, which was announced in 2018, but I do not care because these 2 sequels completely killed my interest in watching more Sandlot-related things. I'm only going to stick to the original movie alone, and that's it. Nothing else. And apparently they're going to be making a TV show with the original cast. So, like, oh, for God's sake, why? Just why? There's no point. The first one ended perfectly. There was no need to do any continuation at all. Oh, my goodness. All I can say is that The Sandlot, to me, is only one movie, and it should have stayed that way, in my opinion. There was literally no need at all to do any more films in the Sandlot franchise, or any continuation, because The Sandlot, to me, is only one movie alone, and that's it. Just one. Because what came after the first movie completely ruined the franchise, in my opinion. It ruined what was an amazing first movie. This is why, in general, guys, I despise sequels, because which are bad, because they tend to ruin their predecessors on many occasions, and this is definitely an example of that, because the 2 sequels, in my opinion, ruined the amazing first movie. Yeah, sequels, which are, in my opinion, bad, in my opinion, I hate how they ruin their predecessors. That's why I occasionally regard sequels that I hate as among the worst ones I've ever seen in my life. And these 2 sequels are definitely no exception for me. When it comes to what I'm going to own, guys, at the time of this recording, I don't own the first movie on DVD or Blu-ray yet, but I'm hoping to get it one day, physically, to have, absolutely, but there is no way in hell I'm going to buy the sequels. Hell no. Absolutely not. I will only own the original movie if I can find it. Those sequels, in my opinion, will never be owned, because in my opinion, they're absolute trash, and don't deserve to be owned at all, in my opinion. Hell no. I'm never going to buy them at all, screw them all away. Because in my opinion, they're garbage. So I like to pretend I live in a world where there's only one Sandlot movie. Just one. And so, guys, this is me doing the next episode of Movie Didn't Need a Sequel, where today I was covering why, in my opinion, The Sandlot, also known as The Sandlot Kids in other countries, did not need a sequel. So, you know, drill, guys. Be sure to give this video a like. Also, be sure to leave in the comments what you guys think of The Sandlot. If you've seen other comments, what you think, in the comments below. Also, be sure to join Team Prime by pressing subscribe for music in the future. If you would like to be a member, you can join using Peace Arts or your description, and I'll see you all later.